Imagine fighting back from a devastating injury, rebuilding your name at a new school, showcasing elite speed and explosiveness, only to get cut before even touching the field. That's the heartbreaking roller coaster of Winston Wright Jr., a once promising wide receiver who just got dropped by the Cleveland Browns. But this story isn't over. Stick around as we unpack how one of college football's most electric returners went from West Virginia stardom to NFL free agent in just 9 days. Hey NFL fans, if you love football breakdowns, player stories, and the raw truth behind roster moves, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another video. Let's dive in. On July 25th, the Cleveland Browns signed Winston Wright Jr., a name that might not ring out in the NFL yet. But he came with something every team covets: elite special teams value. Wright had just finished his college career, gone undrafted, and was looking for any shot at the league. The Browns gave him that chance. But just 9 days later, that door slammed shut. Before he could run a single play in a preseason game, Cleveland released Wright to make room for offensive tackle Wilson Zierer. A cold reminder of how cutthroat the NFL can be. For undrafted rookies, there's little room for error, and even less for patience. Winston Wright's journey hasn't been easy. After 3 standout seasons at West Virginia, Wright transferred to Florida State in 2022 with big expectations. The plan? Take over as a starting wide receiver and elevate the Seminoles' offense. But fate had other plans. That spring, Wright was a passenger in a car accident that left him with a serious leg injury. It wasn't just a minor setback. It cost him his entire 2022 season. In 2023, Wright returned, but the explosiveness wasn't there. He didn't look like himself. Florida State moved on, and so did Wright, quietly leaving the program midway through the season with just 4 catches to his name. But Wright wasn't done yet. He transferred again, this time to East Carolina, for his final shot at college football. And finally, the speedster was back. Wright started in 10 of 11 games, catching 54 passes for 556 yards and 8 touchdowns. He added versatility to his resume, with 91 rushing yards and a dominant performance in the return game. 22 kickoffs returned for 590 yards, including a touchdown. That's a whopping 26.8 yards per return. At ECU's Pro Day, Wright ran a blazing 4.4340. The scouts noticed. His name started circling again, especially among teams looking for a return specialist. Let's be real, Wright isn't the biggest or flashiest wideout. But in a league that's constantly hunting for explosive playmakers on special teams, he checks every box. Back at West Virginia, Wright set the school's single-game kickoff return record with 217 yards in 1 game. Over his college career, he returned 50 kickoffs for over 1,200 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's production you can't ignore. His burst, vision, and acceleration made him a game-changer whenever the ball was in his hands. NFL coaches love guys like that, especially in tight roster battles when special teams contributions can be the difference between making the cut or getting cut. And that brings us back to where we are now. Despite his upside, Wright is back on the market. Why? Because the NFL is unforgiving. It's late in the preseason process, and rosters are tightening. The Browns didn't even give him a preseason snap. Now he's competing for scraps, hoping to land a spot on someone's 90-man roster, or, more likely, a practice squad. It's not fair, but this league isn't built to be fair. It's built to win. And sometimes, Players like Winston Wright Jr. are just the collateral damage of a numbers game. So where does he go from here? The good news? Wright still has tape, still has the speed, still has special teams upside. And with injuries always looming and return specialists in short supply, he may get another shot. Maybe not this week, maybe not this preseason, but soon. All it takes is one injury, one bad special teams performance, and a GM might pick up the phone and call Wright's agent. He's not done, not by a long shot. What do you think? Does Winston Wright Jr. deserve another chance in the NFL? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Smash that like button if you want to see underdog players get their shot. And hey, subscribe for more deep dives, NFL drama, and player profiles every single week. Thanks for watching. And remember, in the NFL, you're only one play away from greatness, or from being forgotten.